Hi guys, it's Rae. Today's ink cup is going to be camo because we can't have an ink week without camo. We're going to do the plastic wrap method. So I have a bunch of green inks ready and some yellow, some orange, one brown, and a little bit of black that I may or may not use. So I'm going to start with Rainforest Green from Pinata. And I'm just going to drip it on a scrunched up piece of plastic wrap. This is Sunbright Yellow. Citrus Green from Ranger. And these cups I just play with until I get the effect I want. I have Moss Green. It really doesn't matter so much what colors you use name-wise, as long as they're the right colors for the look you're going for. And this orange might be empty. I'm going to have to grab a different orange. Calabaza Orange from Pinata. I'm just going to give it a few drops of teak wood. You don't really need to use a lot of browns because like where your colors mix kind of make darker spots for you. This is a Mantilla Black from Pinata. I'm going to put maybe 3 drops on this whole thing. 4. And then I'm going to come back in with some Lemonade Yellow. And I'm probably going to circle back around to our original green, which was the Rainforest Green from Pinata. So, I'm going to work on a 20-ounce curve. I'm just going to wrap it in the plastic wrap to start. And I'm not going to do this like the saran wrap method where you wrap it and leave it. I like to do these all at once and just be done with it. So, I'm going to let this sit for 2 seconds. I'd like to get it on an arm. So I need to make a little bit of room and grab an arm. Okay, so now I have it on an arm. So I have something to hold on to. I'm going to pat it down. Pat and scrunch, pat and scrunch. The scrunches are what are going to give it the like leafy look. So, let's see if I can't get it opened up. And I know it looks like crap right now. I'm going to grab a small piece, crinkled up, and I'm just going to move my inks around with that while it dries. I'm also going to use that to move some of the inks to the bottom. I'm also going to crinkle it up and dip the bottom. The drier it gets, the different it'll be. The more different it'll be to work on, but you can add more ink as necessary if you get a spot that's too dry to actually pick up or lift the ink. I have occasionally had spots where I peeled my base paint off. Very rarely, but it has happened, so be aware that can happen. So I'm going to go ahead and recrinkle my ink, or my plastic wrap. I'm going to see if I can pick up just some of the ink off of this. No, not really. I mean, you can even use this piece if it's not fully dry to go back over sections. So I do kind of like where I have a little bit of the orange. So I'm going to set this down on my drying rack. And I'm going to get this wet again, but I'm still going to use the small piece to move it. So. Just making sure there's no, like, circular sections like that is kind of what I want to avoid. So I actually think I am pretty pleased with this. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to let it dry. And we're going to get some decals cut. I am probably going to decal it before I go to resin, just to show that you can. It's riskier and you have to be careful, but I have done it plenty of times. Okay, I am ready to get this decaled so we can get it over under epoxy. I cut the Hunting Life decal. So that's going to go on one side. I trimmed my transfer tape really tight around this because I'm going directly over the bare product. So I want as little chance of it sticking as possible. I don't want it to lift my design, is what I'm saying. If that makes you nervous, go ahead and put a coat of epoxy on it prior to decal. I had intended to cut this in brown, to be honest, and I forgot. So, hopefully it'll stand out enough. And I do believe I'm a little crooked, but it really is what it is at this point. I cut this fairly short. It's like maybe 2.5 inches tall to fit above the curve as much as possible. And this particular decal I've seen all over the place, but I'm pretty sure I got mine on Etsy. I don't know, I've had it for 4 or 5 years now, so not really sure. There. Didn't lift anything. So I'm gonna turn it around. I'm just going to put the deer head up here. Again, I meant to do a brown or a tan. I was tired and it was late when I was cutting decals, so And when I pulled them out, they were already black on my screen, so I just went with it. Didn't think about it. So there's that. And I'm just going to put this set of antlers on the bottom, since they were in my hunting file for cubs. Just because when I have the chance, I like to do a little something extra on the bottoms. So we'll get this over and get some epoxy on it. Okay, I am getting the epoxy on this one. Just doing a relatively light coat because it's what I have left in my cup. It's going to get 2 more thin clear coats after this, and then it'll be done. Fully done, but it's done enough for video for now because nothing's going to change with it from this point forward. I did not seal my inks, as you know. It did sit overnight and dry extremely well. So, and you can see nothing's changing. It's just really bringing the color up on the decals. Or not the decals, the cup itself, the inks. Japers. It's one of those days, y'all. A little hair on there. Go figure. So, that is it. I do wish I'd remembered to do my decal in a darker color or recut it, but, or a lighter color, a brown. Hopefully I don't just fling glitter or something at it. I'm just going to torch it quick. Because that was the end of the cup. There were quite a few bubbles that had gotten worked in there. So, that is it for this one. You can really see the detail when I bring it up close to you. You know, it's hard to hold. I mean, you can see the decals. I'm fine with it. That wasn't my intention. A brown or an orange would have been a good choice. So, that is it. Thank you for watching. Good cup for all the guys in your life, and I will see you next time.